peeps? It's your girl Dash. Come back to Frontal Takes. Well, it's that time, you guys. It's review time, and this is for Werewolves Within. Now, first off, I'm just going to note that this is spoiler free. Secondly, directed by Josh Rubin. I want to just note that I had no idea this was based off of a video game. So when I initially saw the trailer, I was hyped because, of course, you all know how I feel about horror. So just going into that, seeing the trailer, definitely liked it. So couldn't wait to watch the film. First up, I will say that I'm here for the cast. This is a really good cast. When I was watching this film, when I thought of definitely horror based, but from seeing the trailer, I was getting more of a horror comedy vibe, and that is exactly kind of what I got when I watched this film. And I will say the way it gets centered, of course, with a new gentleman who's the new park ranger coming to town. I think we'll call it Beaverfield, small town. His name is Finn, and it's played by Sam Richardson, and he is hilarious. I know he's in another film that's out right now. I want to say it's Tomorrow War. I think stars him and Chris Pratt, some others to get on that. Needless to say, I like how we are introduced to him, very quirky, doing certain little things, mentally listening to, little audio, whatever, and all that, kind of dealing, with certain things, whatever, in regards to anxiety, whatever. It was just a definitely fun, moment to see how a little bit of his personality. We definitely see him. We definitely get introduced to him. And then another character played by Milana Ventrup. Her name is Cecily in the film. She works for the mail carrier or postal service. And this is where eventually once they meet and kind of just going about their business of doing their day to day whatever and all that, getting acquainted, with Finn, walk around meeting some of the neighbors in the small town, that's when you start to notice that he catches on to certain things, little instances, as you all saw in the trailer, like, the generator, has been kind of ripped up, looks like, torn literally to almost to a piece, whatever, was something sharp, whatever, and like 3 or 4 sharp little edges of it, whatever, which would make you wonder, what could possibly do that. When we're meeting the other cast, one in particular, you see a scene, of course, where this woman, takes her, pet out, probably wants to, go walk, whatever, and all that, and doing it where she has the leash, but then it's ripped, whatever, and then in the midst of it, you see how she doesn't hear her dog, opens up the curtain from her window and must see something that looks like it must be some sort of creature, whatever. Hence, of course, her going to, a couple of the, locals, whatever, to kind of tell her distraught, what's happened. And then, of course, Finn discovering what looks like to be a body. And then that's kind of where things take a turn. And they end up staying at a local inn within the town, so they can just be all in one place. So if this incident has happened, whatever, if everybody's together, is now about a whodunit. With this cast, I mean, we have, what is I want to say, Glenn, was it Fleshier? We have Wayne Duvall in this. We have, I want to say, Harvey Guillen, Cheyenne Jackson in this, Catherine Curtin in this, just to name a few. So a really good cast, and definitely on the quirky aspect side, because you're definitely getting your comedic timing at times with some of them, with the way, they play off of each other, which I like. Especially, I was really here feeling Catherine Curtin at times, especially if you see her in the scene in the trailer where she's like, literally just, distraught, of course, with her, her husband, whichever, and being killed. But it was just the fact that we care, and in certain instances, because when certain people act a certain way, like, going down halls or doing this, whatever, and all that, and people kind of being, feeling a way suspect about certain people within the, the inn, like, can I trust him? Could it be you? Or are you, this creature? What's really going on? So that was really interesting. I will say at times, at maybe a moment here and there, it might have been considered suspenseful. Wasn't that much action within. At times, I will say the overall plot kind of dragged a little bit for a movie to be able to think about an hour and 50 minutes. But a little bit of it was definitely entertaining from, scenes with Melania and Sam within the film. I can definitely say Richardson definitely, at times was definitely a scene stealer, definitely with his overall quirkiness within the film itself. But I will say, again, dragged out. I mean, for me, the pivotal part of the film was the last pretty much damn near 10, 15 minutes of the film, where you finally get the reveal of, who is the world. I will say this, I was wishing it was more than just one, because hint, Werewolves Within, it has an S. And I was thinking we would get more. I will also say that overall, with the aesthetics of the actual creature, wasn't a lot to it and all. So the overall, as they say, transformation and all that, it is what it is. But I don't hold it against it because overall, I did like the overall movie, the cast, and the way everything kind of panned out, whichever. But like I said, definitely dragged on. It could have been probably a little bit, maybe even under an hour and 30 minutes, and have to be closer to 2 hours, whatever. Just little small scenes here and there that really didn't do anything, whatever. No, just a little added, off and on, back and forth with a couple of people arguing over who, just a little bit of that extra, you did it, whatever, and all, and getting into shouting matches, whatever, which is, it is what it is. But in the end, I will say I really did enjoy it. The ending overall was okay. So for me, honestly, I would rate this out of a 10. I would give it probably about a 7. Like I said, dragged a little bit. Overall, world, wasn't all that, to me with the overall reveal of the transformation, all that. The person who did it, I would say, there could be things you can think of throughout the film where it could be given away. We're like, okay, I could see that this person probably really was the one that was the werewolf within the film. But again, like I said, definitely ain't spoiler for you all. You have to watch it for yourself and make that decision. But in the end, I really did enjoy this film. I will say this: watching the film overall, I got more of like a Fargo-esque type of feel from this. The way, like I said, with the way it carried on with the characters and the way they carried themselves, interacting. Definitely got that vibe watching this. I had to say it because I kept, trying to think of, what's the best comparison for this. And as being in regards to like a horror comedy type of aspect and dealing in regards to the world aspect of it as well. Um, okay, I know one film that will always, stay in high standards to me per se will definitely be on the lines of like American Werewolf in London, whatever. That hits a high bar on that instance. But in the end, again, I did enjoy it. So with that said, comment below, you guys. Let me know what you think. And with that said, I'll see you guys next review. You guys take care.